Hello folks. So today I came for to talk about project idea. I have just designed the template of it. I haven't made even a prototype yet, but I thought let's just talk about the idea. So let's see to share with you. So the biggest problem in the market is that people think about MBTI or any personal personality test as just a dating tool, but they don't understand it has many uses. Like you can understand friends, you can make communications better for your business. You can obviously date is a different thing, but that is also a big part of your life. You should take it seriously. And also there are many other things like hiring for roles and all that. And for a problem, I can say there are many problems in the market, so I analyzed them, and also some of them I would say here, and some of them I have researched but I have not summarized them. So I have made half of my research summary. So I am going to say about the problems and how I think I we can solve them. So so this is an ongoing project, but I don't know why I'm sharing, but yeah, let's go. So problem is in the market that many of the MBTI tests, they ask you questions filled with psychological jargons, like self-judging questions, like you are some psychology scientist and you just can't test yourself and you need someone randomly. So that doesn't happen. People who want a psychological test don't know about the psychological terms often. Like they would say, are you logical? Like what? And for your kind of information, the common logical word what you think is different from the logical word in psychology. So in MBTI test, the word logical means that you care very less about people's feeling. I mean, they and feeling word is also very different in psychology. So in psychology, logic means abiding with rules, not the maths logic one, of understanding patterns and all. They are intuition. I don't know how they managed to make that criteria, that word came up with that word in psychology, but whatever. So and in feeling means that you just like harmony between people. So they are very different things. And in problems, I can say stakes aren't clear, scarcity isn't clear. So you think every option is good. You think you get confused between that. If nothing is at stake, then I can hide my behavior. So we clear our stakes so that you understand the depth of the question we are asking, so you don't give answer lightly and lie a little unknowingly. And also we clear the scarcity, like in love language tests mostly they ask like what do you want, but you would feel when answering that all of the things you want, because every normal person wants an ideal relationship, but that's not how things go. So they you have to clarify in the question that you can only get one of these. So what would you get? Like quality time, words of affirmation or something, receiving gifts and all that. But what is the only thing if you can get in the world? What is it? You have to clear that in the question, and there is very rare tests that do that. So that is the problem in the market. So we can solve them. Self-judging questions, so for that we can uh, reduce complexity of the question. Like every word you click, you can get small definitions of that word, so that can help so in reality the stakes problem, that's how what is the depth of the question, like what is at stake, what is at risk when I'm doing that. So if we don't clear that, then people would say random, lie a little, because there would be morals coming in between, and there would be, they would be thinking that why do waste energy, or many of the questions, because humans they have multiple behaviors for multiple reasons. You can't understand a reason until you give them clarity, until you give them clarity. You don't know for what reason they are behaving for what, because for a single action there can be multiple types of reason for different person in different situation. You understand that, right? So Let's go one by one to the problems. So first is self-judging psychological jargon-filled question. So that's a very problematic and troublesome question. Oh my god, I'm mixing in between words and stuttering. That's so bad. So yeah, when we give them self-judging psychological jargon, so you don't understand about the questions. Like you're logical. What logical? I don't know what is logical. So give them hypothetical tests, hypothetical tasks. Like if you are in such a situation, what would you do? That is much more easier. Like we can have a decision on that. Like we are in that place, we can imagine it better, and also we can improve the ux so that they can visualize the options and get the real feel of the options, later on maybe. So after giving thousands of tests, and also mostly in career counseling also, they throw you some questions that is same as this MBTI test. You can get your career in MBTI test. You can choose, you can get decisions for choosing your career in MBTI test, but everyone underestimates it and goes to a career counselor who would just dig in your mind. He would know, he would try to know you better. He would take your data and maybe he would dictate his choices, but every human has his choice. You just can't, life is not that luxurious that what you want you can take it in life. Sometimes you have to choose a different path than your dream. They don't Humans tend to not understand that because they are biased, and machine is not. So you can better than career counselor. I think it is much more comfortable, convenient, and privacy, but privacy comfortable to sit at your home and talk to a phone about about your MBTI. So that's better. So the systems helps in that. So it won't dictate you that you should do this or do that, because that would demotivate you. So yeah. So for the second problem, there are in any many MBTI tests, I see a gradient of options, a range of options. Like in Enneagram test, I have given thousands of tests, and I see that there is written agree, slightly agree, fully agreed, neutral, disagree, slightly disagree, more disagree, and not disagree, and like that. So that is very confusing. It is very ambiguous. Like how would you know that how much degree of inclination you have? If you know that, then that would be already, you can do your own test. You don't need a test on a random website. So you have to understand that to solve that, we can go for completely different options. Like if we give four options, they should choose four different axes or different things. To do that, we can't give a range of options. We have to give completely different options. Like they shouldn't overlap, bro. Like means if one is introvert, then other should be extrovert, not slightly introvert, not slightly. No, bro, you can't do that. You have to, that we have to calculate the by the machine. The machine should calculate that. Like how is the average, how is that guy for on an average, that they have to calculate. So many options sound similar. To solve that, I think that every word that a question has, it should be like, if you click a word, there should be a small definition or explanation about it to simplify it, because many people don't understand the language or English of the because everyone's language understanding, perception, or perspective is different. So the wording that is used by the maker developer might not be understood by the user. So there should be multiple definitions of it, so user can understand it anyhow he or she likes. So for fourth one is not knowing what they're selecting. Like if let's take an example. If I'm a gamer and you ask me about carpenting, I would definitely not know that, because I'm not in that field. Like let me say, if you are not a gamer, and I just throw a word like if you are in a gaming world, what would you study meta, or would you speedrun the game, or would you just go on a hard nuzlocke mode? So you don't know about the Nuzlocke word, or other words, because you are not in a gamer. Even gamers don't even domain is not understood by everyone equally, but still a person in a domain knows his domain better than other domains. So when you don't know about a thing, you may not lie, but you don't your answers might be wrong than what you think. So when they're selecting, if they don't know that, they might click the wrong option. So to solve that, we ask for domain, and we make a specific question bank for every domain, and we ask that domain question related question. Like if you are a carpenter, I would ask every question for every test in your domain specific, which is carpentering. Or if you are a programmer, I can ask you questions about programming. Like every life aspect has their own journey where you show your every personality. Like every different personality is shown by every different person in every work. So let me say, if an introvert can be a coder too, an extrovert can be a coder too, but they would approach the same thing in different ways, because everyone doesn't follow their dream. Some people can, even for money or their life, they can go into that career, but still can survive, because work doesn't depend on your dreams, it depends on your resolve. And resolve can be from survival too. From it can also be from your, there can be many reasons, your emotions. So it doesn't only depend on your dreams, what you're interested in. Life is not fairy tale. So yeah. And the fifth problem is, no one respects nuances, bro. Like they would give you four options, and they would expect that every person has these same four answers, but it is not. They can go in between, they can go beyond that option. Human can go beyond the box. They can think beyond the box. That's what makes us human. So they give us four options, like you do this, you do that. But where is the option where I can give my customized answer? If I have some different answer, if I have some different nuance, then how can I give that? Means like in a question there was thing like, if you are firing an employee, like what would you do? Would you just not fire him, or would you fire him and or would you fire him because he has done a wrong thing, or would you not fire him because his feelings were hurt? But in that case, many of the ideal people would think about, many of the normal or average smart people would think about, like how to manage this ideally, like in the middle path. Like we have to punish him for his wrongdoings, but we don't want to hurt the person, and we don't want to punish him, we don't want to be harsh. So they would think in the middle path, but they don't respect that option. But our software definitely considers that people can have nuances. So we give a separate nuance box. I'm just saying the solution that I'm thinking about. Warning: I've not made this yet. Or I may have made it. Then or made or not made. I'm not clarifying that. I don't know. Okay, but just believe that I have not made it, and I'm just proposing an idea because it is not complete yet. Okay, so, or it is not ready to launch, any of that. So our app respects nuances, so we give a explanation box where you can explain your nuances and show how your unique choices define you. Is it different from our choices or something? We can see that. And sixth problem is not knowing. People change, they incline in the middle, like I said before. And every personality is because of their childhood trauma, causes, experiences, rewards, punishments, like that. So people don't understand that. So and also they you have to compare between two people, then you don't get it. You don't get a certificate type thing to show to others, brag about yourself to others. or something. Also, you don't get things that where you should improve, or what are your strengths, means like a result or report type thing. So we give that. And also, that's why we ask your name also in the starting. If you don't want to give your real name, just give a fake name. Who's saying to give you a real name, huh? Anyways, so, and that for that, we don't throw you tags. We know you would change, so we just show your current inclination to different situations. We give you situational personalities, bro. In different situations, in different contexts, in different work of your, we show your different personalities, your true color. So, we don't throw tags on you. We show your inclination by points, averaging your points. So, we don't just say that you are this, you are that. No, you must be this, you must be that too. But you are more inclined to this. So that's how it is. Even 1%, maybe. So, also we'd state its causes, why it happened. Like, because most introverts are have some insecurities, mostly, I'm saying, or maybe they don't. They have a very dreamy world of this, so they don't want to waste their time in human interaction. So maybe extroverts want support, or they get rewarded by human interaction. So there are both sides to introverts and extroverts. So yeah, so that can be a thing. So so everything has causes. So we can give that causes to you. Also, we acknowledge that you change. We give you report about your strength and weaknesses, what you should improve, what you should embrace, and what you should be proud about. Maybe not proud about, but maybe embrace and improve that more specifically. Also, the biggest thing is we do is we mix we combine many tests, psychological test systems together. We mix the axis, because most of the tests, they go for one axis, and when they ask questions, many axes are between in the one question, but still they calculate one personality from it. Like, if I give you one question, you answer it, and it can answer at least three axes, because axes coincide. Many different tests coincide, have common things. You can know a person from one question about his most of the personality. So it reduces question, first thing. Also, second thing, when the question is asked, we confuse between the axes, which test it is asking about, what it wants to know. Because many people who give the test, they don't know about the axis or the test it is they are giving the test about. So if they know, then there would be no surprise, they won't give the test. So the axis gets mixed in the brains, and they give wrong answers. Like, let me say you, like, thinking and assertiveness are the two different tests, indicators. Like, but they coincide, they have many common areas. One is, like, he's very logic thinking is very logic driven, so he would give he would not be he would means a pure thinking person, an absolute thinking person. I don't think anyone is an absolute thinking person. Everyone is a hybrid of some percentage, but whatever. If there is an absolute thinking person, no one is absolute. If there is an absolute thinking person, he would do a thing and he would not think about it again while doing it. But after that, so this MBTI talks about present and about future. After doing, what you feel is A/T test, assertive or turbulent. And A thinks after the doing that stuff, he doesn't care about it. Like the thinking doesn't care about it in present, and assertive doesn't care about it in future. But they sound very same. If one doesn't know about this slight difference, past and present and future tense thing, they would confuse about it. So that's the job of the developer who makes that test. So we grab most of the axes and combine them, so they bifurcate each other. So they bifurcate each other, the axis itself. Because, like, if I'm asking, a question, MBTI question, like what will you do? And the next question I ask about A slash T axis, like how would you feel after doing it? So if I'm saying that, then the axis would separate, would get distinct automatically. Like in your mind, you would obviously understand, because like if you are asking about present now, then you ask about future, then in one question you are not asking about it is present or future. It gets divided. Like yeah, now he after that he asked me about the present. Next time he's asking me about future, then obviously I don't need to be confused about in one question that if he's asking about present or he's asking about future. No, you don't need that. So eighth problem, human tend to change in situation. So we give them different situation behavior, and we give them average of their behavior, how they are. That solves the problem. Next, ninth one, problem, dictating choices. Many of the tests, or maybe human, that career counseling example I gave, no offense to them, they are doing a great job. Humans can't be ever be replaced by AI. In the style of humans, humans are different, AI are different. No one can replace anyone. But yeah, they are totally different. But there are flaws in both of them. And since I am debating in a side of my product, which is an sort of an AI or some website, so obviously I'm going to support about it and build a narrative for my product. So yeah, let's go with it. So, dictating choices. Humans have bias, they would dictate choices. Even whatever you study, whatever authority you are, you still can't go out of your bias to answer. You won't give facts, absolute truth. You can't do that. Obviously your bias would come. You would dictate choices, you would dictate others to go in your path, in the bias you have, and that's nothing wrong, because that's how we are humans. So that's how we are not robots, and we are not predictable, and we are not boring. Like whatever is said, we can't do different or creative. Even AIs are trying to achieve the things that humans are. Like they are trying to become more and more unpredictable. So that's not a bad thing. But for a human who is already unpredictable, he needs a compliment. He doesn't need the same thing, man. He needs someone predictable who would just listen him, who would just don't dictate but help him. So that our website can do. We use sweet words, non-suggestive words. Like we won't say like in MBTI there is a term like who is the partner, who is the MBTI partner who is opposite of you. We don't say that you should avoid them, because nothing is bad in this world. Even bad things make you grow, and good things vibe with you. Both have their good ways, and both have their bad ways. When we are conveying you something, why should we say you the bad thing about them to hurt you, to demotivate you? We should say it in the good way. So we would say the partners you should avoid, like we would say the partners which can make you grow. You should understand it, that obviously growth has its own struggles. No growth is free in life. So obviously in explanation we can explain that, but they would be called growth partners. And in same type of MBTI partner, we can write the vibe partners who can vibe with you. So that's a thing. And in problem, 10th problem, next problem, the options we see all seem correct. That's the problem. Like I said in the love language problem, like every option feels correct. So we define the scarcity, stakes, and all that, because scarcity shows that you can only choose one. So choose the most important thing to you. If I say like you want words of gratitude, words of affirmation and all that, so you would like to choose all, but when scarcity is there, you choose the right. So even when answering personality test questions, humans have problem like moral barriers. If I choose this, is it bad? But no personality is bad. Even the dark triad personalities are very good uh, in their own way. Like narcissism, a, a very, very slight amount of narcissism is important, because that makes you attached to life, or you would detach and go on you would become a saint or sage, something detached from life, that makes you attached to life. Like pride, a sin of pride attaches you from life, in life, like I have this to achieve. It gives you a reward to attach you in life, or else you would have been detached and go on a adventure, even manipulation is needed, because negotiations, influencing, all are from manipulation. Manipulation sells products. That's how world works. That's how sales work. It's not a bad thing. It's a survival technique. And also psychopathy. That So dark triads are the most dark test in the 10 tests I have combined. 10 or more, I think so, I have combined more. So I don't know, I'm thinking idea this is okay. I have not made it, let me clear you that. Maybe or may not be, may or may not made it. So dark triads, so there is psychopathy. Psychopathy is also needed. Some things where rules are the utmost priority, you can't bring feelings into it, or you can't do justice. Like surgeons, if you have to uh, treat someone, you have to heal their wounds, you have to give them wound, you have to play with blood. Obviously not play with it, exact wording would be you know treat them with I mean uh, cut and stitch, but whatever. So you have to have that hard rock heart to bear that pain, to cut someone else's skin, to treat them. So obviously, so psychopathy is not totally bad. If so moral But those moral barriers can hinder true choices, so we don't villainize the choices. Every personality has their trade-offs, their goodness, and the opposite of narcissism might be humbleness. Humbleness can give you, and everything in balanced is good and everything in hyper amounts is bad. If you are super humble is called scared. You would be scared of everything, you can't decide, you would be thinking that if I should do this or not, you would take a back seat in everything. And let's that's narcissism. Then about psychopathy, you would be also be scared, you would be always crying, like if you are opposite of narcissistic, then you are lazy, then you don't have anything to work on. And if you have too much feeling, then you would be scared to do anything. And if you can't manipulate people at all, then you would be just harsh mouth, because every truth does not need to be conveyed in their absolute truth mode. You have to sweeten them a bit, or you won't make friends, or you can't socialize easily. So if you a social animal can't socialize, it is hard for survival. And obviously you won't die, everyone is going to survive, but obviously I told you, everything has their ups and downs, even extremes have their ups and downs. Balanced people also have their ups and downs, and the other extreme also has ups and downs. Also, I think this personality test can be used if we use Arduino polygraph model, checking blood, organs, and other things like NLP, natural language processing, and all that stuff, like checking emotions, how the heartbeat and all that is there, blood pressure, and all that. That would really give a whole personality model, like how a person is, and that can help us choose a very ideal person for a role. So that's how I think it can be gone into
As I
future
told you guys, this is a template, so I have not made the project, but
Yeah, so I have worked on the name, but it is so old prototype that I have not included the name in it. So I have changed the name. That I didn't work on the name much, but now it has a new name, Soul Scope, because it, it sees through your soul. Because humans are bad at self-judging. So on that thing, yeah. So because of that thing, I gave that name. So yeah, but I've this template is really really very old, so yeah, so I have not changed the name. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. See you next time. So, and let me explain this project also. This is a future project, I guess so. So Arduino sees now. He sees the body signs and some that electric patches or something. They see neuron actions, and we by NLP can see if there is a balance of fear of not doing bad or risking their lives, then content of doing the right thing, and anger for what wrong things are going. Anger is for the right thing. There can be fake anger too, which is called ego. So anger for what's not going right and to make it right. So, in anger, you don't hurt anyone. You try to resolve it from the root. So, those things we can check, and also we can check the signs which I gave you. So, by the way, there is a spelling mistake. It is not brown, Braiaun. It is Bain. It is brain. Okay, brains have too many motions. Alpha, beta, delta waves would be very fluctuating or something. So yeah, obviously I told you, I just note down the signs, note down the basics. There are way too many more research needed in this yet. So I have not even started this yet. So yeah. So the previous research, I don't know if it is. I have not summarized it yet, so I can't say it's complete. It's in very much in progress. It's not even near the completion. It's very far away from completion because I have to do some tweaks. I have to add some finishing touches, and yeah, so yeah, it will take time. So I have just stretched and into more detail about those tests, but I'm not going to add so many tests. I'm gonna add some 10 to 12 tests or something. And now let's see. I don't know. So yeah, I expanded every test into tiny tests to show here, but not exactly. These are not every test that I'm gonna add. I'm gonna attend it to a test, or else I'm gonna go crazy and my computer's gonna burst. If I try to add all these tests, because they would need many question banks and all that stuff. Even if I'm trying to make it efficient with less questions by mixing access, but still, it'll be a big of a headache. So yeah, see you next time. Bye. Like, share, subscribe. Yo. Also, there are many points still now which I couldn't say because this video would be long and it is boring enough for a trailer, and even a whole project is even not yet complete. So, saying every nick and big that comes in my mind now about the project would ruin it more, because I don't have any clear list of points to say, and I want to cover it now. So the things that are left, uh, I have to first see what are the points and all. If I say it randomly, this video would be too long, and it's already very long for a trailer for an incomplete project idea. So yeah, my basic thing was to share the idea. So that I guess I've done. So yeah, see ya. Mission complete. Respect plus.